Presentation about a case that we have gone through successfully in one of our clients. This client is actually at the Middle East. He's at Saudi Arabia. However, the success story is really not relevant to a region, not relevant to a language. It's between two different technology or between two different products. Let me first start by introducing our company. Our company name is TDS, Talents Digital Services. We own another company. Actually, we acquired YDS 1 year ago. So last year we were here named YDS. This year we changed our name to TDS. Second. Sorry. It's not moving. Oh, okay. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Yasser Maher. I have about 30 years of experience in the ITD industry. We have created our company, TDS, in USA just last year, but we have been working in another company called YDS for more than 4 years ago. Before that, we had another consulting company, still exists, called Meta. It's about 17 years old. And before that, I spent 28 years at IBM in different positions in the Middle East. That's just a little brief about myself. Now about our company. Our company is a partner of Odoo, of course, but we are actually partner also for other vendors. And one of the vendors here in connection with this is our partner Upward. Upward is actually presented also here. They are a Saudi company. They were our partner collaborating with us in this opportunity, in this case that we did that transformation. Let me go to the subject. Let's not go through mission and vision and values. However, our focus is mainly also always on the business. Our company actually is based on values that are really aligned very well with our market. Because our market, which is currently is the Gulf, and I mean by the Gulf, the Middle East and Egypt and United Arab Emirates, and of course also Kuwait and Qatar and so on. They are actually sensitive market. Not just because they are a growing market or they are not so developed in IT, but also they are very sensitive to culture as well. So that's why we built our company on some values. These values that we always try to collaborate rather than compete, and that's actually has caused us to grow a lot. For example, our company today, last year, like this year, we were in the Odoo event. Our company has grown more than 3 times just in that last year, mainly because of collaboration. And of course, innovation is very important, especially these days. If any company doesn't have innovative stuff, if they don't have innovative ideas, if they don't come with innovative solution to the clients, then you cannot survive in the current technologies where everything is dependent on artificial intelligence and everything. So innovation is actually key, and alhamdulillah, we are very good in that as well, because most of our staff is young people, and actually Odoo is helping us very much in that innovative, because I used to be the manager of Red Hat in the Middle East and Africa. And I used to attend the acquisition of Red Hat being acquired by IBM. I was actually part of that team acquiring Red Hat. So the main reason that Red Hat was bought by $34 billion US, that's a big number, was the innovation that was in Red Hat. That innovation, the team of Red Hat, none of them were fired due to this acquisition. So that was because that's the team of the innovation. That's the real value of a company. So I think Odoo team has the same. This is why I believe in Odoo very much. I believe in Odoo very much because I have seen myself in the future, even of Odoo, I expect it to be much more valuable, much more valuable than Red Hat. Because Odoo is touching the client much more than any other company as well. So this is actually why, this is the why, the part of the why. Why do clients do so? Why do clients wants to move from another ERP to Odoo? Is this thing not working? No, it's working now. Yeah, okay. I have to do it with my hand. It's very innovative. What's happening in the technologies right now? Many of the ERPs are outdated in technology. Not mentioning any technology. I mean, they are all updating, but especially in the market of the Gulf and the Middle East and Egypt, there are many very old programs they call an ERP, which they are not actually not. If I'm allowed to say how percentage needs to be updated, I would say even more than 60 or 70% of the current ERPs in the market, at least in our market, needs to be updated in the coming 5 years. And that's a very big potential for Odoo, of course. Also the cost. The cost is getting very high for traditional ERP. And of course, lack of flexibility. This is a very big issue. And this is actually causing a lot of companies to struggle in their business growth or controlling their business even. Also, the integration with AI especially. Now, I mean, if you don't integrate with AI, you don't exist. So integration is a big issue that will cause a lot of ERPs to go out of the market. Of course, not Odoo, because even Odoo is now integrated with AI. Limited scalability and complex user interface. I don't want to mention names, but there is a very famous, very expensive ERP we all know about, which always complaining, the client are always complaining about the interface. The interface is very complex. And inadequate support, of course, that's a big issue. If you own an ERP, even if it's a small company, after like 2 years, if you don't get the right support, you're in trouble because your business is totally dependent on the ERP. Also, of course, regulation and challenges for regularity, especially these days, for the privacy and security and the cyber security, of course. This is big challenges for companies. So how is Odoo in the market? Of course, I'm not going to waste your time or something you've heard about a lot, but just to position here, why is the client going to ask about this? The market of Odoo is, I would believe, one of the most growing ERPs in the world, in every country in the world, by the way. I come from Egypt originally. Odoo is #1 in terms of number of clients in Egypt now. And this has not been like this in the last 5 years. It's just jumped to this position very quickly, very quickly. And if you talk about the community version, I mean, that's even more, 80% of the clients are using it. So if you count the community version, the number is huge. No one can count it, actually. And the industry adopter of Odoo is a little bit flexible in adopting all industries. Customer-driven innovation, this is actually a very important part here because it's an open source. So many of the innovations comes from the client, which is very important because the client are the focus here. So going into our subject here, which is the main reason why other companies are today moving, we have in almost all of the world since the crisis in East Europe, every country they have financial, or every company in all countries they have somewhere or another financial problems. So cutting cost is a very major issue now. And if you can find a solution with lower cost and same value at least, not even better value, of course everyone will move on it. That's why Odoo is positioned in terms of the costing, very much positioned now. And the solution of Odoo actually is very full consolidated, not like other ERPs where you have to buy like this bundle and that bundle. Also, then the costs of the license and subscription. Till now, Odoo is one of the least expensive, and we all know that, of course. This is very important for the clients. Reduce maintenance integration costs. This is very important as well, because maintenance and integration is a hidden cost. My experience is that if you go to a client and run it by total cost of ownership, you will be surprised that you will find that when you're selecting some solution and you think it's the lowest in cost, that's not true. Sometimes, and I also don't want to mention name of companies here, but I think you all know about it. They put the software for free if you download it, but you have to pay 20% of the license value every year. So you actually pay it subsidized on 5 years. And if you want just to make any move, any customization, any upgrade, you have to pay a huge money while you're already depending on it. So the total cost of ownership, if you know how to calculate it, is actually one of the big reasons Odoo will also win. Customization flexibility, this is here this is like the crown of the jewelry of Odoo actually. I always say that this is a two-sided weapon, because sometimes you customize too much and you make the program unstable. But however, even though it's still, the customer likes it very much, because each and every ERP in the world is different from any other ERP. The ERP is like a human being. There is nothing, they look alike, but they are never alike. Even if for companies and sister companies, they will have a different ERP. I'm sure of it. Cost efficiency, of course. Jumping to real values here. These are real numbers. But of course, I'm not going to go into details how do we calculate this number, because you can calculate it differently. But however, these are numbers, official numbers, of course, you know it. If you compare Odoo with SAP, that's even SAP Business One, which is the least expensive at SAP, you will find a huge difference in the annual cost. If you compare Odoo with Microsoft Dynamics, they are close, but you will see in the coming slide, even that small difference can make a big difference for the client, and this is actually our case. Monthly cost, of course, if you compare Odoo with NetSuite, of the Oracle NetSuite, also the difference is very big. Now, for this specific cost, the comparison between just 50 users, between Odoo and Microsoft Dynamics, they are the closest together. I mean, in terms of the cost, these are real actual numbers, but for here, it's not the full Microsoft Dynamic. And here is the full Odoo modules. Of course, you know that Odoo modules, you can get whatever modules you want without adding any cost to the license. It's not the same case, of course, in Dynamics. But here, if you take just the basic sales, for example, you will get 101 as a total cost of ownership for a small company with only 50 users. And in Odoo, you get 75 for the same small company. And of course, no company will even work with this, because in fact, this number will be tripled. But you don't know exactly, are you going to be tripled, is it going to be doubled? But however, this is the minimum value that you're going to pay, and even this, still more expensive than Odoo. And in our case, that we are going to talk about today, it's a very model that's showing this, and this is a success story that we are talking about today. Also, just a couple of slides before we go into the details of the success story. Also, the flexibility of the tailoring of Odoo is very important here, because it saves a lot of cost as well. The customization capability, the workflow and process of Odoo is very flexible and easy to adapt. Scalability, of course, is very important here. The third-party integration, like integrating Odoo with WhatsApp, like we've seen today, like integrating Odoo with ChatGPT, like integrating Odoo with, in the future, Google Bard, for example. User interface customization, this is very important. You cannot easily do this in other applications, to change the user interface. Even we in TDS, we have 10 products, 10 software products. 6 of them are actually based on changing the user interface of Odoo, but on a mobile app. So the user, they use Odoo without knowing that they're using Odoo. The end user are using a mobile app, but actually at the end, it's an Odoo ERP. And it's totally working fine. Very, very, very easy and very customer friendly, user friendly. Support network through partners. This is very valuable because Odoo partners are very huge in number and they have very, very good support levels. And supporting this client through the partner is actually a golden solution because it's a very efficient in costs and very good actually. And you can get support from any country. You can get support from Egypt to USA, India to USA, Egypt to Saudi Arabia to UK. And we're actually doing this as we speak. Last but not least, of course, the number of partners of Odoo is very important. Odoo has a huge network of partners, we all know that. And this is actually one of the big reasons that Odoo is very successful. One of the important things I remember I gave this as an idea to Fabian. That was 3 months ago. He put a post on LinkedIn. He was saying, think with me, what shall we say about Odoo and so on. So I drew his attention about the vendor lock, and he said, that's very good. We're going to talk about this, and I think the CTO talked about it. But here, this is very important here. Vendor lock in Odoo is very minimum. Very, very, very high risk of vendor lock-in, I mean, when you use other applications. You're drawn, I remember to say, I don't want to mention the name of the company, but it's the company I was working in for a long years. We had an offering that's called the banana. We as salespeople, you call it the banana, because it slips you into the company, you can never go back. Once you get in, you're stuck. So we call it the banana. We sometimes sell it for free, because it locks the customer to us as a vendor. Of course, in Odoo, you don't get that, because it's an open source and a lot of changes that you can make, even if you don't like Odoo and you want to change Odoo, you will be able to do that. Now I leave the stage to my partner Amr. He's the one who done this success story. He's the head of the service delivery in our company TDS.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Yasser. Okay, so not working.
مش عارف ليه ده مش شغال بس البوينتر بس شغال بس لازم يحطه.
Okay, perfect. So let's move forward in these slides in order to be able to talk together, okay, instead of keep. Okay, so first let me introduce myself for you. My name is Amr Sawi, Implementation Manager at TDS and responsible for all Odoo implementations. Okay, so after talking about why does clients move from other ERP systems to Odoo, currently we are going to talk how we do this to our customers, or how do we help customers to move from other ERP systems to Odoo. Actually, I was supposed to talk about the steps of the methodology of moving customers from other ERP system to Odoo, but we have decided to do it through a success story and to mention to the challenges and the business story that we have went through with our customer. Okay. So, firstly, this customer is located at Saudi Arabia. Okay, so his industry is facility management. Let me talk about the customer briefly. The customer business. The customer does own a compound and does rent the units and villas existent in this compound to his customers. Also, he does provide facility management services to the residents existing in the compound. Okay, so the customer was using previously Microsoft Dynamics 365, and he had some issues. Actually, he was not covering all the operations or workflows existing in his company through Microsoft. He was covering only the part related to the issuing of renting contracts, and the invoices issuing and the whole accounting cycle, along with the part related to the purchasing processes or the purchasing workflow. Okay, so firstly, when we contacted the customer or the customer contacted us, the customer was complaining about that there is a lot of workflows and processes that he have to go through in order to reach the desired outcome from the ERP system in many modules, not in only one module. If we are going to take an example, let's say in the purchasing, he have to go through step by step and step and step, and he doesn't have the number of employees that covers all these processes and so on. So we have discussed with the customer and identified his issues, existing issues in the old ERP system through deep analysis sessions made to identify the existing processes in order to be able to identify which of these processes will be applied in Odoo and how it is going to be applied, if some of the processes will be changed or will be adjusted in order to match and fit Odoo workflows and processes. Okay? So, of course, any customer willing to move from old ERP system to another ERP system will face these challenges, which is time constraint, data migration, business scope alignment, transitioning to a new ERP system. Let's talk about each challenge separately and discuss how did we overcome these challenges. Okay? So first of all, before going through to the challenges directly, we have decided to implement workflows or processes more than the existing workflows on Microsoft previously at the customer company. So as I have just mentioned, the customer was using CRM, sales, finance, and purchasing modules in Microsoft. And when we decided to move, or when the customer decided to move to Odoo, we have agreed with him that he just need to implement the same processes and same workflows existing in his ERP currently, and we will add on it in the first phase, the HR process and workflows totally, and going through that we will add on the existing workflows the part related to the facility management processes. Okay, so according to the time, I will go through to the challenges. Okay, so first of all, the customer had 3 months left to renew his yearly subscription for Microsoft, and he wanted to implement and customize Odoo in this very short time. To overcome this challenge, of course, we have developed a detailed project plan ensuring that we will cover all the needs and requirements of the customers that was existing on the previous ERP system, on the new ERP, on his new ERP system within this timeline. Regarding data migration, the customer wanted to migrate all his previous historical financial records existing in Microsoft to Odoo. 4 years of data to be migrated required data mapping blueprints that have been provided to the customer in order to ensure that the data has been migrated without anything missing. Okay. The third part related to business scope alignment. The customer had tailored some workflows in Microsoft Dynamics to match his requirement specifically in the facility management and renting workflows. So we have documented and identified all the gaps not existing in Odoo and was existing in Microsoft to be able to develop it and give it to the customer in Odoo. After then, of course, transitioning to a new ERP is a challenge that will face any customer who wants to move from any ERP to another ERP, because he will need to be flexible and change his mindset and to be adapted to the new workflows and terminologies existing to the new ERP he will be using. Okay, so that's how we have migrated our customer from Microsoft to Odoo within 3 months. The implementation have been done successfully, and the customer is currently using Odoo totally and have left Microsoft since he have went live and using Odoo. we have done phase 1 totally 100%, and we are currently implementing the part that was not existing in Microsoft, which is related to the field service and inventory cycle. And he is about to go live within the following months. So now, what we are offering is for all the customers who are willing to move from Microsoft to Odoo specifically, or of course any other ERP, you are welcome to contact with us, and we will offer you a comprehensive assessment and customized migration plan along with data migration plan. So if you have any inquiries or questions related to the migration process or how we do apply it, please feel free to contact us. And we are existing here in Hall 1, booth number 2. Thank you. Okay. Okay. I guess that there is no Q&A according to the time. Okay, so there is no Q&A session, but feel free to come visit us at Hall 10, booth number 2. Okay, thank you.